I guess I got to talk about the New York Giants Pittsburgh game because what started off as like paint dry, boring as all get out, actually was a lot closer. What does that tell me? It tells me that these two teams are very overrated. Pittsburgh winning games where they look kind of lackluster at home, they were very vulnerable. Imagine if the Giants had Saquon Barkley and had a quarterback that was at least competent. If they had a second tier quarterback, they might be in playoff contention in the NFC. If you go back and think about it, they've had about a couple winnable games. It's just they stuck with Daniel Jones. They chose to pay Daniel Jones all that money over Saquon Barkley. How you pay an inept whack quarterback like Daniel Jones 160 million and you only give Saquon 12. And Saquon right now, the Eagles, even though Washington has got technically the lead, are tied for first in the NFC East. The Giants in the usual in the basement, in the dungeon, because they chose to go with the quarterback, who is a walking, fumbling machine, turnover prodigy. Now, Russell Wilson had a couple of decent passes, and Watts had a fumble, and they fumbled. But this game, with a competent quarterback, the Giants could have stole this game. I'm not sold. Mike Tomlin's a really good coach, and they beat teams like they, they win games close, and they got a 6-2 record. I'm not sold that they're a 6-2 team. They're good enough at the stage until they play a team that plays them 4 quarters of football or turns them over. Because I'm gonna tell you, a legit team had a couple opportunities in this game where that would have been a different outcome. They were driving at the end. See, the thing about Daniel Jones is this: he's good for streaks and views, but he doesn't have a continuous flow. You ever watch the movie and it gives you a couple of good parts that you like the sequences, but you're sitting there thinking, oh, but there's still 2 or 3 hours to go in the movie. This is kind of his story. He gives you little samples and moments and then a whole lot of nothing. Uh, it's a sad story of the Giants being out coached, outworked, outplayed. You know, they're just not a good team. And so this is what happened. You know, I look at this as a joke. The only thing I can say is maybe Daniel Jones has a videotape on ownership or he got something that they can't shake. But there's no rhyme or reason that um, they're this bad. They're not the worst team I've seen in the NFC or the NFL for that matter. I mean, I'm being real with you because I'm looking at them and thinking, wow, if he was halfway competent, this team may be 4-4 at worst. Could be 5-3 with a legit quarterback, but 2-6 is where they are. And we know how the story's gonna go. They're gonna be feisty in a couple of games, but they're gonna get their butt blowed out in a lot. And you can see it coming. They're not. They play up well against certain teams, but they're just Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones. So it went like you kind of would predict it would. He'd be a turnover machine. He'd do some dumb stuff. So what can you do? If you're a Giants fan, all you can do is hope that you get a draft pick next year. Maybe Shador Sanders will come out. Somebody will come out that'll save the day. And maybe you will act like Daniel Jones never existed if you can. Good luck with that though, because the Giants are not a good team. And I just look at them and think, that was fluky a couple years ago because you have not resembled that. How many years you gonna ride on that? How many years you gonna get away with a pass for being a playoff team from a couple years ago? You gonna let that ride for about 5 more years, or y'all gonna make some changes? But if you're letting Daniel Jones lead the way, you're gonna be right where you are. I give you this: if you can get 6, 7 wins, you should have a block parade with him at quarterback. You should, because that's all the celebration you're gonna get. You know, you're going to be below 500. You're going to be just like the weather that comes in the wintertime there. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free and true. I'm out one time. Peace.